question which you asked Mr. Ntanzi about his whereabouts on the 26th of, I need to clarify something, on the 26th of October 2014.
26th of October 2014,
when he was not at work, he is at work. What's your comment on that? If according to you, you thought he was inside the mine, he was working, you will not conflict with his version that he was at his workplace, and if he's not at his workplace, he is at home. You won't conflict with that version.
If you can explain, what do you mean when you say home? I do not remember him telling me he was in KwaZulu-Natal. What I remember is that he told me that he was at work.
The thing is that for the reason of booking out the accused number 2 was done by going to verify whether he went to verify his whereabouts of the 26th of October 2014. That was completed.
That is correct.
Why was he not taken back again after you've verified such information? Why was he not immediately taken back to Pretoria North Police Station? Instead, you had to book him in 2:30 early hours in the morning.
right was a malaria and I got a salute pet and show argument at a cover. I think about the sailing. Actuality, we are low for so that's a malaria about the problem.
He did not have a problem going with us because when we asked him if he was okay with going with us, he agreed because also there was the problem that if he was taken back to the cell, he was going to be locked up alone and was going to get bored. So I was ali ukuhamba nathi wasambuza ukuthi wena anankinga yini uthambe nathi ngoba kuyakhona umsebenzi esawenza wavuma ukuthi singahamba kodwa-ke futhi kwakunale nkinga ukuthi ufake sambuyisela le emaseleni wezohlala eyedwa abulawe isizungu.
Mr. Mkhan, accused at that time was under your custody.
That is correct.
We had no options.
Now, sir, if you did right with Jarmarino, or right to Tamarina, that was a plan way. We look at the gentleman Juan.
Especially also because it was already evening. This is Katige. akazange aphike wayenayo imvume ukuthi angaphiki uma umuntu befisa ukuphika ale ukuthi ahambe nathi kodwa-ke ngoba samcela wavuma and futhi kwasebusuku sahamba naye.
I don't understand if you say he was going to be bought. What do you mean by that? In the cells.
What is selling
go botsa goro gore ntanzi o ba sa share sele le batho ba bang ba le teng ba no tsola le teng mo seleng.
What I'm saying is that Ntanzi was not sharing a cell with others. He was staying alone in his cell. Engichaza ukuthi uNtanzi wayehlala yedwa eselini. Wayengekho babengekho abangehlala nabe eselini.
So let me not waste time about things that are not that material. The instruction that I have is that immediately after you departed with Colonel Gininda, after you conducted your investigations, you assaulted accused number 2.
Kamrauri li abasipile ko Colonel Gininda bare mnatufashore lilela muti. Who assaulted him as a saint?
I'll get into that. Because it is your evidence. I'll get into that, Mr. It is your evidence that you had to do your own other investigations. As a result, you even had to go to Albertine.
I got a little there was such a little and then there was such a Albertine.
Is that so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to reach out Albert in the kids in the
First Laura's court. I'm not referring about that.
I will Albert, yeah, First Laura's. I'm going to move Namkika, getting in Misa and Gandolia First Laura's.
I'm referring to the event where, after you concluded your own investigation regarding his whereabouts, Colonel Gininda and Sergeant Mkhale left and you drove with accused number 2. You indicated during cross-examination that you had to do other investigations. As a result, you had to go to Albertine for First Laura's.
Yale, only Agamra, the Wishishavar, Balika, Colonel Brigadier Gininda, le Sergeant Mkhale, bale ba sepile. Yale lena dinela sipna limla tufaja ka rebel Sergeant lena limshume everything ya go idia and gore mowe rebel Sergeant fita Alberton lia go First Laura's. That is correct. Ya kule tennis wote. Lapho ke sathi uma sesiqedwe kwenza umsebenzi wahamba Brigadier Gininda hamba noMkhale and then ke thina ke sihamba ngemoto sihamba nomsola ngoba kokusekhona imisebenzi esasifanele siyayenza ilapho ke sadlula khona ngase-Alberton siya endaweni yase-First Laura's.
Yes.
Baphendula ke wathi yebo kunjalo.
These people that are escorting you are from Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police. Is that so?
Ngitori batho bane balifilisa jake batho bajwang kwa Ekurhuleni Metro. That is correct.
The participants that we were talking about yesterday that were involved in the assault and torturing accused number 2 are the officers that assaulted accused number 2 immediately after you concluded that investigation about his whereabouts.
I thought we should meet here a guy in woman, but I can't respect him to excite
well, he has to explain where he was assaulted, by whom, at what time, because I can't answer something that I do not know.
It's fine.
Ubani laphi ngasikhatsini wami naye ngikwazi ukuphendula into engayasi.
I'll give you the full version of accused number 2, but at this stage, I want to demonstrate before this court that I said to you, you booked him for 17 hours. You conducted that investigation more or less 3 to 4 hours, if I can give you that benefit. But for more than...
The hour 17, Madam Merago, Wahoo, the hour J4.
For the purpose for which he was booked out to verify that information, you were satisfied. Now for a period of almost 10 to 12 hours, you were still with the accused. What investigations was that?
So busy guy on.
Like I have already explained, there were other cases that we were following up, and I have already mentioned that there were such cases that were investigating. But I'm unable to tell the court about them because we are still continuing with the investigation. Jehovah was saying, Shiloga, very economy
at the expense of the rights that are protecting accused number 2.
No, I do not agree with you. We did not infringe on the accused right.
All right.
Sorry, sorry, sir. Sergeant, you're saying you won't tell this court about the investigations you were doing because you want to maintain confidentiality or secrecy.
If the court insists on knowing, I can inform the court about those cases, one of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them,
Why
but
not,
some of them.
why not all of them?
Some of them are still sub-judice.
I'm going to order that you must disclose that information, all of it, okay? But you must disclose it in the form of a note, all right? And that note will be made available to all the councils here, even Mr. Malui, and it will be kept by this court. And I take it all these councils who are here, they are sworn to secrecy because they are officers of this court. They don't have to go and divulge this information anywhere else. Are we understood?
God please.
Understood, my lord?
Thank you, my lord.
Okay.
May I proceed?
Yes, yes.
Yesterday we talked about the dockets. Are you in possession of the dockets under case number 163 of 10/2020? The dockets under 53 of phosphorus. 534 phosphorus. Are you in possession of such document?
Mavanero Bulichigati Tokete, Ulidani on a Tokete 163 of 10 of 2020, Kapeli 534 Yago Phosphorus.
Agadi Swara Mutu Ali in charge of the Brigadier in the Novasi or Maman.
I do not have those documents because the person that is in charge of those dockets was not available yesterday. Kangwa zuleta lao naona matoketo wapete lo muntu o pete la document ubrigadier kinene bengekho izo.
So in other words, your cross-examination in respect of that part of evidence must be stood down until such dockets are, because you are the investigating officer.
Yes, respectfully so, because we cannot speak about a case if the docket is not present. No matter it's our and then Tata MB 163 of 10 of 2020, no 534 as a first dollars. I book Obama and Jongoba, and we come together as well as Kuluma and Galama to it.
Thank you, sir. As long as you are going to provide the court with such document, let me just clarify this aspect. In the matter where accused number 2 was charged with possession of drugs, was that matter not placed on the roll?
That is correct.
The matter for where accused number 2 was charged with possession of unlicensed firearm, accused number 2 was acquitted. Is that correct?
That's why I really vacancy place for phosphorus power. It's only looking at options already deal. Ngasi bulele ore o dira retse nga yona ga gore e tlabelo re bale e senya di focus ya rena.
Like I have already said, there is we are still busy with that docket. I cannot talk about it in court, but we are still conducting investigations regarding it.
I'm not sure if we are referring to the same. I'm referring to the matter in Hlabane court.
I can say
Abang village or a cooking case.
You're confusing things. I thought you were talking about the cocaine issue.
Okay.
Now, I'm going
In Puking, okay, let's get clarification from there. In Puking case, what is the charge of its accusation?
Possession of unlicensed ammunition. Possession of unlicensed ammunition.
Possession of unlicensed ammunition. We should take a
Which court did he appear to?
Taban Rustenburg.
Tabani in Rustenburg.
That matter in Hlabane in Rustenburg. What is the status of this matter?
He will not guilty and discharged.
He was a kudu.
Yes. Now, the matter of phosphorus court, that's possession of drugs. Is that correct?
taba ya go phosphorus ke ya go ba mo kwetse ana le didibatši ga o bjale
e ke nnete.
that is correct ya ba case ya se phosphorus go e case is dagamixo
Is the same matter that was not placed on the road. Is it correct?
ke yona taba so ka e be wa pila go
Ke nnete.
that is correct ya bo ntšha
So after that matter was refused from the court roll, it cannot be regarded as a pending matter against accused number 2.
yane ka gore taba e a ga ya be pila kgoro ba ka se tše ka taba e molatofatšwa a swantšeng go araba mo yona
Which law is that, sir? Sorry, I want to hear from
No,
Mr. Ngomezulu first. Which law is that?
The matter is not pending. The matter is, it depends on the investigations. I'm getting to the investigation part of the matter.
Yeah, it was not enrolled.
It was not enrolled.
So?
Let's look at the period in which it was refused from the roll. If we look the period up to now,
No, you can argue with him. I was just saying, I know no law which says
That's where I was
not be
going.
enrolled again.
yes,
Okay.
it can be re-enrolled. But the most crucial part of the enrollment would not be arresting accused number 2, but to summons him.
gore mo tabeng e gore ntho e kgolo e tla be e se go tsentšhwa gorong e tla be le go mmitša molatofatšwa a tle kgolong
Go tla ka gore motšhotšhisi yena o decide.
botse o mošošise yena o e tsaba gantša
But at the present moment, accused number 2 is in court for one case.
gontšatše molatofatšwa o mo kgorong ka taba e tee
E ke nnete.
that is correct ya umsola ubhekene icala elilodwa lapha enkantolo
That's correct. So, let me put the version of accused number 2.
re ko go botša gore molatofatšwa mabedi yana ore dilo di sepetše bjang
Accused number 2 prior to his arrest
pele
On
ga
the
ka o swara molatofatšwa wa bobedi
on the 16th of June 2020,
ka di 16 tša June 2020
he received a call from a lady
o weditše mogala wa go tšwa mo motho wa mosadi
who offered him employment.
ya re leng mo go yena o nyako mo fa mošomo
The prefix numbers
uthi ke umsola ngomhla 16 kuJune ilanga yethu zokushwa ngalo wathola ucingo oluvela kumuntu wesifazane wayezomnika umsebenzi
the prefix numbers were 012.
the number tša kopile tša mogala ao hweditšeng ke 012 futhi ke iy'number zokuqala kuleyo foni le ayithola zazithi 012
The accused responded by saying, I am working, I don't need a job.
lakufatshela araba ngiyashuma angithoke moshumi waphendula umsola wathi ngiyasebenza ngudinga umsebenzi
Later, he was called. After that call, he was called also by the same lady who introduced herself as Mukhana.
ngamrafo wela wetša omongwe mogala wa go tšwa go yena motho wa mosadi a ileng a etsebisa bjale ka mogane
Mukhola.
mogola
Yes.
o šothike emva kwalo watholelwa yecingo oluvela kuyena lo muntu wesifazane owazazisa njengosargent mogola
Who informed accused number 2 that he is a suspect in the murder case of Senzo Meyiwa
o ile a botša molatofatša gore e mongwe wa ba naganelwa mo tabeng ya go bolawa ga Senzo Meyiwa wa ntšela ukuthi hayi ungomunye wabasolwa odabeni lokubulawa kaSenzo Meyiwa
and she requested the full address of accused number 2
wena kopa gore a tsebe address ka moka e felletšeng ya molatofatšo wa bobedi wa tlela ekele e phelele le mosolo speed.
Accused number 2 furnished the officer with his full address.
Molatofatšo o ile a fa leponesa address ya gagwe e felletšeng umsolo wake wasinika wephoyisalelo ikheli lakhe liphelele.
According to his knowledge, that's the reason the police officers came to his arrest, to the place where he was residing.
Kika ho police alelile la fihla kwa adula ingakho ke iphoyisa la fika la ihlala khona.
On the 16th of June 2020,
Kali 16 June 2020 ngomhla 16 June 2020
police came to his house, to his
police la
place.
fihla go adula maphoyisa afika la ihlala khona.
He opened for the police.
Wena bavulela bavulela.
Then you ask if he is not Sianda Butelis.
Jale wena wa uchisha hora na asianda hotelis wasiabuza wena uthi akuyena yini usianda hotelis.
Then he was requested to bring along his identity document.
And wele akutshwa hore anche ID yakabe wese yacelwa ukuthi akhiphe wa.
Can you comment on that?
Ona liseling house bolela sengwe.
Fala go bea ka tsela e a ke tshepe gore mabane ke le fetotse tlo le fetola gape.
And I'll answer you like I answered you yesterday. So pendula what I said pendulile so.
A ke tshepe gore Sergeant Mogola a ka mo founela ke sa tsebe.
I don't believe the Sergeant Mkula would call him without my knowledge. I'm called to Sergeant Mkula. I'm phoning Minanga.
Motho a mo founetseng ke mang?
I was going to know if she had called him. So I really do not know who it was that called accused number 2. I think so was me no about to Sergeant Mkula phonela. Mind you, angazi ukuthi bani wafonela umsolo speed.
Ga re tšeng boletse gore molato beelwa bolo ka mogare wa crime intelligence driven operation re šomišitše ditlhodi tša rena go monyaka gore o kae.
Like I have already explained that this case fell under our cold case unit. We used our informants to help us to know exactly where he was. Njengoba ngijinisengishilo ukuthi leli ngaphansi kweqembu lethu le cold case ngasasebenzisa-ke ababesiza ngophenyo ukuthi sazi ukuthi ulaphi.
Le re fitlha kwa bula go motšhetša rena ko wena bongane ntanse ya re
When he arrived and when he opened the door, we asked him if it was indeed Bongani Dance, and he confirmed that he was. I must feel that young or some Gambos to Vienna in Bongani Dance. Yeah, was Vumutia,
we nka se mmotšiši be ka se mmitše ka lebitso le leng e le gore re lebelešitše re tsebe gore ke mang.
I wasn't going to call him about with another name because we already knew his proper identity, who he was.
That is why go tsena le
and ngeke ngimbize ngelinye igama ukuthi esasesazi ukuthi igama lakhe ubani.
May I just further inform you that
Sorry, you want to continue, sir?
Yes, I tell you what you're like.
ka gore bjale
Yeah, continue.
nyako feleletše o laša go tsena le ID book gona moo.
That is where the ID book comes in.
E bontšha gore ke yena.
That confirms who that he was indeed Bongani Dance. Ilapho ngena khona ke idaba likaMazisi uthi ilapho kufanele ukuthi lo mazisa lo silethe lesiqiniseko sokuthi uyena impela uBongani Dance.
so I dance.
Yes, I'm finished.
Yes, I am finished.
So when he took out his ID, he insisted that you should also produce your identity to confirm that you are a police officer.
Really, only a rancher idea, ile na kupoliche jaji nadi idea wanchole kaniti lisipojisi.
Awa azanga no kopela yewe unela maka.
No, he did not ask for that. That one, he is lying. I can't tell the logo. Come man.
Okay. So the polite name for Maka King, what is it?
Linchile la Maka King. It's not speaking the truth.
Will I be wrong if I say pause? Yes, pause.
It's a big land, it's a regular pause.
Yeah, if you say pause. Instead of a marker, I will pause.
We already not Udia Posho, the Skivellari, Ulama.
Maga's what a lie. Posho to mistake.
Marker in English is lie. Mistake, Posho in English is a mistake.
So, I understand. But for the, all right. I don't think I'll get into the version of accused number 2, but I don't think you'll appreciate if I put a version to you and say, in conclusion, you are a liar.
Tate Mugomezi, I request you to join. Salero Tomamalato. Kini effing over the genuine. Bila Mabano would check out Hopala, Buchanan that always generating, or in the ask Abula Marca.
Well, since we started with this case, what truth has he told you?
All right.
Because I've been telling you that he must stop telling you untruth, he must tell you the truth.
So, it's for this court to determine whether he's talking lies or truth. But let's move on. You can use that word, whatever, however you use it, it's fine. The version of the accused person is that when he requested you to produce the appointment certificate, Sergeant Mapena slapped him with an open hand in his face. And he said, you think you're smart.
In Zulu, I did not see that, and the late Mabena, even from his appearance, it was clear that he was not assaulting time.
It is the version of the accused that when you arrested him, you did not inform When you arrested accused number 2, you did not inform him about the murder case in Nongo. Instead, you told him about the murder case of Senzo Meyiwa.
That is not true. Yeah, man. Umsola othike umayezo boshwa akazange atshele lutho ngeqala lokubulala lakwaNongo amtshela ngeqala lokubulala le kaSenzo Meyiwa uyakuphika ke lo.
And there and then he denied the allegations that he was involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa.
And Holabia will trauma alevuja hafika nako hararuka kanako wilala vuja yena azimisipeka kubulawa ha Senzo Meyiwa.
And wilala ka Judge 16.
I'm referring to that.
Yeah, wilala kalo.
Asinit.
That is not true.
He will come and tell the court that his rights were not explained. Immediately thereafter, you handcuffed. You placed him under arrest. Sorry?
I don't know how many times I have to repeat this.
Samatomo, the Mudi Tobolo Taga, the Village
I told him his rights and I said that I first told him in English and I then reiterated in Tswana and then I reiterated in Zulu again.
And you further showed him the photo of the person. With the tattoos.
Whose picture are you referring to?
And the gold teeth. Whom you alleged that it resembled accused number 2. No, we did not show him. Pretoria North Police Station.
That is correct.
And no rights will further explain to him.
He is lying again. I took the 14A book which has a serial number. I took the 14A in a number.
Military 14A. Can you have it please so that I can clarify something?
Yes, I have it.
All right. Can you please read paragraph 2C?
Paragraph 2C.
Here we have the right to be detained under conditions consonant with human dignity, which shall include at least the provision of adequate accommodation, nutrition, reading material and medical treatment at state expenses.
Well, I was mixing Zulu and English and when I was talking about this.
All right. Which one maybe you can best read it in English and best translate it or interpret it in Zulu for us?
Unelungelo lakuthola umemeli wakho lomthandayo kuthi ubhadale state uhulumeni and unamalungelo akuthula lento uzoyikhuluma izosebenzisa enkantolo mase ikhuluma.
Yes, Temari.
So just happy. That's why we get like English, Sesotho, mixed languages. Zulu is not my mother tongue.
I am bound to stammer because that's why I actually said that I used all this language, English, Zulu, and Setswana. Because Zulu is not exactly my mother tongue.
Mr. Mapen was a Zulu student.
Mabena o bele motho wa bolela Sezulu again.
ke Motabele.
He spoke in Ndebele. Why call me Ndebele?
But Sitebele is closer to Zulu.
See Ndebele, see how feel Sezulu.
Nka no re bjalo mare nka se re ba a se language yaka.
Well, I can say that, but I can't really confirm because this is not my language. Yeah, but I'm English. Let's
move on. On the 17th of June 2020, accused number 2 was booked out from his cell into a boardroom.
Got to 17 June 2020, but my was studying Mamisha boardroom. Umsolo on 17 June 2020, Wakisha said in that. That is correct,
and the participants there were yourself, Mabena, Paula, and Gininda, including accused number 2.
But what I'm for Mabena, Mohola, Gininda, Rape, Lumla Fashawi.
Savourer gape ka baraba regarding Gininda was
Mr. Gomezo, are we asking the very same? I've been keeping quiet, but you're asking the very same questions you asked yesterday. That's why this witness keep on saying I'll respond to you or answer to you the way I answered to you yesterday. So I just want to know, are you rehashing it again?
But I must not place the version of accused in full.
You've done so.
Because, my lord...
No, you can do it. I'm just telling you, we did the same yesterday.
Yes, but my lord, let me just be clear, so that we are in a common page here.
Yes.
When I was cross-examining, I was picking certain versions that will fit the question under cross-examination. I reserved the full version of accused.
Okay, fine.
Hence, there will be such a repetition of answers.
Fine. You can go on.
Police officer.
Maphodisa a feng a kae a feng.
I'd like to reiterate again this question. Which police from where?
Then accused number 2 was interrogated about the death of Senzo Meyiwa.
Yale murla tufato ili wila kuchakari kwa kula la Senzo Meyiwa.
And he denied his involvement.
And wila ana hore ubalo wana mu. That is correct. Lapho umsolo sibili wabuzonge ukufaka Senzo Meyiwa and wafika lapho.
And he was further asked about his whereabouts on the 26th of October 2014.
And Abela Shoga or Rubalika got the 26th of October 2014. I reiterate, it is true. It is correct. So we are almost of it wide up in Mosula 26th of October 2014, not here.
Yes, his answer was that if he was not at his workplace, he is at home, referring to KwaZulu-Natal.
And Araba only, I don't think it's a rai and a Rabalaga or our Bali KwaZulu-Natal.
It will be Araba, the village Karim, Mankapilanyan. Ya KwaZulu-Natal akukupola mbucha umpurija karobalo mushumu mining.
I'm going to reiterate that I do not know he didn't mention anything about KwaZulu-Natal. I don't remember him saying anything about that. What he told me about was that he was at work. KwaZulu-Natal and Kumbule Esho Lutong I and what way now SM17 and
may I confirm this accused number 2, it's very crucial. Thank you, Madam. In the courtroom, you asked, or Brigadier Kininda asked accused number 2 to take off his clothes.
Kama go to Brigadier Kininda, when I go back to Facha for Wabu.
Ito le arawa gape Mr. Mgomes. Baba ni ke ucheka. Brigadier Kininda o ba se yo and Brigadier Kininda a se motho gore a ka tlhapa ola motho a makola diaparo. Ka se go ba it is inhuman to do that.
Well, I'm going to repeat again that Brigadier Kininda, for starters, was not present there. And number 2, Brigadier Kininda is not the type of person that is going to ask to take clothes off a person because that is inhuman. In the foot Brigadier Kininda, why ngeke la and the foot of Brigadier Kininda no so umuntu
My instruction is that accused number 2, he refused because on the basis that there was a woman in the presence of, in his presence.
Sabole jape ntanzi awo botjenne dibile wa itante ja ka leleme ka gore re ka mapola yang pela ka batho ona maphodisa ka ntle ona le mosadi ga tla re mapola la re nyaka eng le nya go bona eng.
I think accused number 2 must tell you the truth, because how could we ask him to disrobe, to take his clothes off when there were people there, when there were women there, when there were people from outside there? Yeah, does fanele achazeka actually iqiniso ngoba besingamlanja impahla phambi kwabantu, phambi kwabantu besifazane kunabantu abaningi abangibona abalapha.
Then photos were taken from him and asked him about the gold tooth.
Gari dinepe di chere ke mang.
If he says pictures were taken, who amongst us took those pictures? I
would like you to answer the question because such questions will be covered on my version, on the version of accused number 2.
That is not true.
The following day, accused number 2 was booked out again and taken to his workplace at Sibanye Stillwaters in Carltonville, not Western Oregon.
Stillwaters Western area. It's in Carltonville.
In the Carltonville Western area, no place.
That is true. Western area and Carltonville are in the same area. Yeah, but then it's so the Western area and Carltonville is in the way.
That's when Brigadier Kininda and Paula also came, when the human resource manager was approached.
That's when Kininda and who?
And Sergeant Muhola.
I said Brigadier Kininda, the Muhola mailing ba fita liba tobacco HR.
They came and you and Mabena approached the human resource manager, including Brigadier Kininda and Sergeant Muhola.
Brigadier Kininda fita Muhola when libona la Mabena la bulela liba tobacco HR. That is correct.
That was when a statement was given to you to say accused number 2 was not working on that particular day.
ke mo le lela go tsa setšheng sa gore molaofatšo wa bobedi o ba se mošomong ka tšatši leo. That is correct. Yebo kunjalo ukuthi batho statement sokuthi umsolo wesibili wayengekho emsebenzini ngalelo langa.
It's my instruction that accused number 2, at the time, everyone came out of the offices to the parking area. Brigadier Gininda was always in and out, completing certain forms. He was in and out, back to the human resource manager.
Ngale kana go le lela tšwela go parking, ga le tšwela go parking, Brigadier Gininda kana go o ba ya go di modifasi a boela go HR and a tla gape a boela kana.
Nna go gopolo diragala bjalo e fela Brigadier Gininda o tla ka ikarabela.
I do not remember that happening, but Brigadier Gininda will come and answer for himself. So mina ngichazayo kwenzeka kanjalo kodwa ke uBrigadier Gininda uzofika azozikhulumela.
My Lord, it's 11:15. Can we take a tea break?
Okay. Just 15 minutes.